loves, how are you today? And welcome back to my channel. I'm Glamorous Beauty, and today I have something very special for you. We will be doing a full wear test, tutorial, swatches, all the jazz with the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar Palette. Everybody has been just raving about this and wanting to get their hands a hold of it. And today I get to play in it. And I did create this look, so if you want to see how I got it, just keep watching and I'll show you, my babes. Hope you enjoy. Okay, beauty babes, so before we jump into the actual palette and letting you guys see it and into the actual tutorial, I just want to touch on a few bases that are very vital, I feel. I'm no chemist now, so please do your own research. This is just things that I personally have found about the Blood Sugar Palette through my own research. And I may be looking down periodically. That is just to make sure, because I took notes, that I am giving you the accurate information, because sometimes I forget myself. So the first thing I want to talk about is there is 18 shades in this palette. It retails for $52. You can, in the US, purchase that at Beautylish, and also Morphe, and of course Jeffree Star Cosmetics website. And then I want to say it's $46 Euro term, or 46 euros, I guess is how you would say that. And you can also purchase that on Beauty Bay. Now, these in the US, there is 12 out of 18 shades that have not been FDA approved. However, in Europe, they are. And from my own personal research, what I've been studying into this palette for you guys, I have found that in Europe, their FDA regulations are a lot more strict. So, that being said, you do with that what you want to do with that, but they have been approved in Europe. Now, because they carry carmine in the Red Lake 7 dye, that is why they are not FDA approved. They are also stated not to be eye safe to the immediate eye area. So those 12 shades are Cake Mix, Fresh Meat, Karma, Sweetener, Sugarcane Extraction, Tongue Pop, Cherry Soda, Cavity, Prick, Root Canal, O Positive, which when you look at the palette, it's more of like a grayish tone to it. But, however, in order to produce that color, they still had to use the Red Lake 7. So, those are the ones that have the Red Lake 7 that are said not to be immediate eye safe. Also, to break down some of the pricing for you, if you're curious on that side of it, because some of you guys really want more in-depth knowledge on it. So, there is 1.5 gram per shadow, or 0.05 ounce. If you take 18 times 0.15 and then you take 52 and divide that by 27, you come out with $1.93 per gram. And some of the ABH palettes are $4 per gram. So you're getting these shadows for $1.93 per shadow, which you cannot beat that no matter what. But the main thing that I wanted to go over with you guys is to let you know and that these are not immediate eye safe, and that 12 out of the 18 shades are considered not to be eye safe. Because a lot of people have sensitivity to red dyes. So if you are one that you are aware that you are sensitive, this palette may not be for you. Also, it is very crucial to be able to establish this type of pigment with these colors, being that it is vegan and cruelty free. In order to produce that pigment, being that it's vegan, you have to use that Red Lake 7. There is not very many options to go vegan, and as popular as being vegan free is today, this dye is used in many of the neons and red colors that you see in shadows. So those are just a couple of items that I wanted to talk on. You decide what you believe to be right for you. Like I said, I am not a chemist. I am not certified in this aspect. So please do your own research to make sure that you're not allergic or going to have any sensitivity to this. Also, guys, it has a 12-month shelf life. So many people go over that, but this is what they recommend. So, you know, proceed with caution and do you. Also, another thing I want to talk on real quick is my mind just completely went blank, but it was something very vital that I want to talk to you about. And I got to come back to that because I absolutely cannot remember what that was. So, I just want to put that out there for you. A little bit of info on this palette. And now we can get into the actual fun part, showing you some swatches and the actual palette and on the eye. All right, Beauty Bays, are you ready? Okay, the moment we've all been waiting for. The sold out, because I forgot to mention that, Jeffree Star Blood Sugar Palette is sold out at the time on all websites. He has not put out yet a new relaunch date. Hopefully that will be coming soon so everybody can enjoy this palette that still wants it. However, he does have so many new summer launches coming out that hopefully somewhere in there he'll squeeze in the Blood Sugar Palette. But it is currently sold out on all websites. So, this is my opinion. This is my thoughts from my own personal experience with this palette. You will see. But I wanted to go ahead and review this even though it was sold out. That way you guys, when it does come back in stock, you'll have an honest, thorough review to let you know if you are interested in this palette or if this palette is right for you. So, here we go, guys. It is beautiful. The outer carton is just as beautiful as the inside. You have a nice blood sugar wrote on the side of it in bold red writing. Then on the back, you have all the information you need. And I love the way he used the little medical with the star. And also down there you can see where he put in his YouTube, which I admire greatly because so many times over they launched their makeup brand, it gets very successful, and then kind of push YouTube to the side. And with Jeffree, he still stands beside his subscribers and always continuously putting up content. And I just really think it's adorable how he incorporated his little YouTube symbol. Because honestly, this is where he started. This is what got him to where he is today. And he carries that with pride and heart. And I just admire that. And then you have, of course, it's just a nice slip-off packaging. And I like that. So you don't have to struggle. Beautiful all the way through. You've got a nice red fox leather written with blood sugar in bold white, with the Jeffree Star logo. And then again on the back, the same as the outer carton. Focus. So it's just really adorable. And then you have your nice metal clasp on the outside, in which they simply just pop straight up. And then we have what we've all come here to see. A nice huge mirror. Trying not to blind you. With that medical logo and the star. And then I will flip it around for you guys. And you have all of these stunning, unique shades. And I absolutely love this. And let me see here. What shade did I? Let me go back to that. So, the O positive that I was telling you about is this shade here, which is more of a grayish shade, but still carries that red like 7. So, as you guys can see, it's just gorgeous. And then on Prick and Coma, you have your... My camera is not wanting to focus. Anyways, on Coma, you have your medical symbol. And then on prick, you have the syringe. And then all of your other shades carry the Jeffree star. So it's really adorable. And the thing I admire, again, you are getting these shades for $1.93 per gram, yet he did not take no shortcuts with the packaging. He stayed true through and through. You can tell this has got some weight to it. So it almost makes you not want to even dive into it, but you just can't help yourself because they're so playful and summery and vibrant that you can't help but dip in. But you could really leave this out as a vanity piece, a showpiece. So multiple uses all the way around with this. And like I said, guys, $52 and you're getting packaging, you're getting 18 shades, and you will soon see what the pigment's like applied to the eye. The thing that I wanted to dive into that I forgot when my mind went blank was please use primer. He did state that these will stain the eyes because of such pigment and the vibrancy of them. So possibly as a preventative, so you're not having to carry that pigment for days, just use a primer and that should kind of reduce some of the staining. And let's get in to the actual swatches and tutorial, and let's see what we're working with. So the first one I'm going to go into is Glucose, which is that nice white matte. And then I'm dropping stuff. Then I'm going to go into Sugar Cane. And let's do a little bit of Cake Mix. So we got Glucose, Sugar Cane, and Cake Mix. And I really feel like this white matte would be really nice on deeper tone skin for a brow highlight. Many people were complaining because they didn't really feel like there was a brow highlight in here. But me personally, usually I use whatever I use on my cheekbone to highlight my brow bone. But I feel like candy floss and possibly sweetener could be used as a brow bone highlight. And also, there has been people that have duped this palette, but personal preference for me, I love these shadows because they're very different, yet they're all in one palette. And I personally do not like to purchase single shadows unless it's for a specific reason. I like all my shadows to come in a palette when I purchase it, even though, yes, I know you can buy the magnetic palettes and, you know, build your own palette. I just personally prefer to purchase them in a palette, and I have not seen any other palette that has these shades already in there for you ready to go. So now I'm going to dive into Ouch and Donor and Intravenous. This is Intravenous. This is, sorry about that, Ouch and Donor. Now, this shade, of course, is nothing out of our, you know, regular palettes that we've seen this past year and the year prior. It's in many palettes throughout for the last couple of years. But still, I can see if you want to do just more of a neutral tone using just these shadows, that would really come in good for a eyelid shade. We are going to do Candy Floss, Tongue Pop, and Sweetener. I love that shade. I think that is beautiful. Like I said, with certain looks, you could use that as a brow bone highlight. And like I said, this is more of a lighter pastel pink versus this shade. So each one of them really has a purpose in here. I really feel like each shade, even though they are similar, they have many different purposes. So we are going to do some of the vibrant shades, which is Root Canal, Cavity, and of course Prick. And then we'll get into the actual tutorial. Because swatches are good to see basically what that shade is going to look like on the skin. However, I do not determine how a shadow is going to blend with a brush, especially by doing swatches. I know I could do a finger swatch and a brush swatch, but we would be here all day. So now, Beauty Bays, we're actually going to get into the actual tutorial on the eye and let you see how it goes, how it wears throughout the day, because I think that is so vital with a shadow, is to assure the longevity of that shadow. So let's go ahead and get into the actual eyes. All right, Beauty Bays, so here we are. We have my eyes taped off. I love using this tape method because it really defines that outer V and makes a nice, clean, sharp cut to your eyes without having to do a lot of excessive cleaning. Now I am just going to dive in with this nice little small Beauty Accent blending eyeshadow brush. These are really affordable. They are only $1 at your local Dollar General. If you have a Dollar General locally, go check them out. The first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and lay down some of the Glucose shade, which has plenty of pigment, as you guys can see. And I'm going to just go ahead and use this mirror since it is in here and it is so large. And I'm just going to place that all over the entire eye. Just a nice little light dust of it. I don't want to go too much. I do have a lot of things going on at the kids' school today, so I don't want to go too overboard or too dramatic with this look. Plus, I want you guys to see that you can take a nice vibrant palette and you don't have to go over the top with it. You can still wear these out on a daily basis if you choose to, which I am all about that life, so there we go. We just got a nice little dust down. Also, real quick, let me know if you guys prefer me to turn to the side and use a mirror, or if you like it when I actually go straight in facing you guys. That way you can see every little in-depth detail that I do. It's been a lot of confusion here, so I just want to know how you guys prefer that I apply it for you. So leave it down in the comment and let me know. Also, before we dive in this all the way, the Natasha Denona Tropic palette, I have had many requests to do more looks with that palette and use more of those colors. So this weekend, I will bringing you more looks from the Tropical palette, just to give you a heads up and let you know. Now I'm going to go into, I think I'm just going to go into Cavity, which is that really vibrant pink. And let me show you what the fallout's like. And you guys know how I feel about fallout. I feel totally like, you know, so many people think that fallout is a bad thing. And honestly, it really is not. Because so many softer shadows have fallout. But some of the best shadows on the market today has fallout, and that's simply because it's showing you there's pigment in those. Very few pigmented shadows come without fallout. And for these to be vegan and I'm still getting this type of payoff, it's kind of crazy. So this first shade, it's really pigmented. It's very beautiful, as you guys can see. And I'm going to blend later. This is not necessarily a blending brush. It is more so to get the color applied to the eye. Don't want to go too heavy at first, because then you come into the issue of being able to blend these shades. And that's with any shade. It is very pretty. It is very pink. It is very pigmented. Now I'm going to go in with my Morphe M441, which is a nice blending brush. And we are going to go into Tongue Pop, which is this nice pastel kind of pinky tone that would be gorgeous as a transition shade. And again, you do receive some fallout. I hate digging into these beautiful palettes. And we're just going to apply that right above the actual crease and start blending that more vibrant tone out. Yes. So as you guys can see, it is blending beautiful. Here we were before, and then here we are with Tongue Pop blended in. And as you guys can see, it is blending without any of the patchiness. It's just gorgeous. I used to always go in with my transition shade first and then my more vibrant shades. But I watched Nikki tutorial and she always uses her more vibrant shades and then goes in and blends out with her transition shade. And as pretty as these shades are, you don't need too many shades on the eye at one time. Because I do feel like you could go overboard with these shades, if not proceeding with caution, or if you try to use too many of these shades at one time. I know so many times over we like to try to use as many shades out of a palette as we can for you guys, so you can see all of the shades and how they're going to produce, and if the pigment's going to be consistent throughout that whole palette. But with some shadows, you really don't want to try to do that. Here we go. Really blended beautiful. And this is a consistent add and blend as you go, which most pigmented, more vibrant shades are. You kind of place, you blend, you place, you blend. Love these shadows. Now, I think what I want to do is maybe just add some more of that pink to the outer V. And let's see. I just ever so slightly blending that on. Okay, now what I think I'm going to do is I'm debating if I want to cut my crease, which I think I do. So give me 1 second and I'll be back to kind of cut that crease for you guys and then lay down a shimmer and do that under eye. Okay, so I might just go ahead and tad bit of purple in that really, like, maybe the outer V and a little inward, just to add a little something to this. Also, guys, excuse my voice. I have been down with a chest cold. These allergies are just tripping me out this year. They have been so bad with the pollen, and it's just got my voice and everything just jacked up. Now, as you guys can see on camera, it's really not picking up. It kind of is showing more pink, but it really is a beautiful purple, and it is extremely different, which is root canal, which is the purple. It is extremely different than cavity, but I don't know why it's not picking up on camera, but they are very much two different tones. Like I said, I just wanted to add that into the outer V a little, just to give it a little something. It is totally two different shades. And please, when you are doing and working with these shadows, guys, just do a hair bit at a time and then gradually build up, because once you get this color placed, it can go really bad really fast. And that's with any shades that are more vibrant or really pigmented. You just don't want to immediately go in with a ton of pigment, especially when it's your first time working with it. It's just a good idea to gradually and gently build up that shade. Just gently bringing that up, because I do have slightly hooded eyes, so therefore I do want to be able to show off my shadows in all of my work, and it's really hard with hooded eyes, so you kind of have to play with them and work at them. And I just so wish this shade was picking up, because that purple, let me just show you real quick again, being it's not picking up on video. These are totally two different shades. That didn't go on very well. I think I have something on my hand. And again, it's still not showing up. But this shade, however, on the lid is actually very, very, very purple. It is not pink. It is purple. And it does show up on the lid as a purple. Alright, so we're just going to cut this nice little inner corner. And I'm just using some of the Smashbox Second Skin Longwear Concealer. I love this because I can simply squeeze a small amount on the back of my hand and then work with it, because I don't like using those big doe foot applicators when doing this. And I'm going to take my Precision Concealer Brush by Bare Minerals. It's really good for this. I'm just looking up, letting that do its thing, giving me a nice little line of where I need to go with this. Now we're just going to do the other eye. And I don't talk a whole lot when doing this because I really have to focus. So there we go, a nice little half cut crease. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same brush so I can pack on the color. And I'm going to go into, we're first going to go into Sweetener, which is this nice, like pastel pink, but it's got like a gold shift to it. So it's completely different than the Candy Floss. And we are just going to start packing that on to the lid. Try not to actually go into the star because I want to leave the symbol as much as possible. I think what I'm going to do is wet my brush. It's definitely there. So I'm going to go ahead. It's really pretty, really like gold reflect. I'm going to do this eye and then maybe dampen the brush and go back over this a bit. And then we got to blend in the two shades so you don't have that nice dramatic line because you don't want no harsh lines with this. I really love the shade. It's very pretty. Next time I might even use some like glitter print glue just to give it a way more sharp appearance. But I really don't even think I'm going to wet my brush now because this is building so nicely on the lid that I don't feel like you really need to. So we're just going to let it be and we're just going to blend the shades together. Give me 1 minute while I step away. I got to grab another brush and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is just kind of like a knockoff brush. It's just a nice small kind of fluffy brush. Matter of fact, that's not even the one I'm going to use. I've changed my mind again. I'm going to take the MUA crease brush. It is a very small, nice tapered brush. And we are just going to blend this nice little sharp line here and get that out so it's nice and blended in together. And I think I am going to go into a little bit of Tongue Pop and also Cake Mix. And we are going to blend that line. You ever just so slightly. Just gently blend those in together. Don't have to put a lot of pressure on this part. Just want to gently blend. Now, as you guys can see, that is more blended versus here, which you can really see that defined sharpness. And that we do not want. Very nice, blended and beautiful. Everyday look, beauty base. I love this. And of course, we will do a full wear test with this. So that way we know, look at that, the satisfaction you get when you remove the tape. However, I did do all of my makeup today because I wanted to show you guys there is no fallout on the face. However, you've seen a little bit into the pan, on the actual face, there is none. So, no worries about fallout, beauties. So, I may have to kind of, you know, do a little here and there to assure that my foundation is even, but that's okay. No worries. We're going to clean that same brush off, that MUA crease brush, and we're going to go back into Tongue Pop and Cake Mix. And we are going to work on this lower lash line. And also, so you guys know, keep an eye out, because Jenny just changed her number and I will be doing some collab videos this week. So I hope you guys really enjoy that. She is absolutely amazing and just a beautiful soul. I truly love her. And she actually is the one that I got the Blood Sugar palette from. So a huge shout out to Jenny just changed her number. As most of you guys know, we are working together and I just adore her. Okay, so to show you an actual good image of the root canal, here we have it on my brush. It is very pinkish purple. And this is an AOA Studio. I am in the middle of, you know, trying these out so I can give you guys a full review. And on my brush reviews, a lot of times I like to use them several times. I like to give them a good wash before I do an actual review for you guys on it, so I really know if, you know, the quality of the brush and if I highly suggest them or if I not suggest those brushes to you, because it's kind of hard to give you guys a good, honest suggestion if you haven't tried the brushes or if you've only tried them once. So I just took that little bit of root canal and I put it in that lower lash line. And always, these kind of looks are kind of like bam, you know, in your face, kind of crazy until you actually get the lashes and the liner and all that jazz on. A lot of times I just like to do mascara on these type of reviews because the lashes and the lash glue and the liners can really irritate those shadows and not give you a real accurate review of the shadows, especially when you're doing wear tests. But we shall see what I decide to do today. Now I'm going to go into a little bit of maybe, let's just do this. Let's just go into a little bit of candy floss and place that on that inner corner. This really is a beautiful shade. Please keep in mind this is a dry brush and it's still gorgeous. Okay, beauty base. So this is the shadows with the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette that I created for you guys. Now I'm going to go finish the rest of the lashes and all that jazz, or whatever I decide to do. And I'll be back later today to give you guys a full rundown and wear test of what I thought about these and if it's worth your investment. I'll see you guys in just a few, babes. Okay, my beauty bays, so like I said, I'd be back, and we are now 9.5 hours in. And as you guys can see, I did pop on some lashes. But let's talk about this shadow and these pigment. The transition shade, still on point. The outer V is still vibrant. No patchiness, no streakiness. It's completely even, just as if I had just applied it. The inner corner with the nice little metallic shade is still just as beautiful as when I first laid it down, guys. So overall, if these eyeshadows were going to break up, they usually break up around the midway point. But as you guys can see, the lower lash line is still intact. My line is very visible still. It is a gorgeous palette. So that is the Blood Sugar palette, and it is Glamorous Beauty approved. Sure enough. So anyways, guys, I do love this palette. I do highly suggest it. Again, it is $52, which is extremely, really on point for 18 shadows, 18 pigmented, blendable shadows, and the longevity is beautiful. I love these. So as soon as this can come back in stock, I do suggest grabbing it up because, of course, you know this sold out in record time. And even on the second launch, it was gone like bam, really quick. So if you're looking for a good everyday palette, because you can use this as everyday. This does not have to be a very dramatic palette. Even though you can go very playful with these, you can do a purple look, a pink look, a red look, a very neutral, subtle look. And I will do some of those for my everyday girls and guys. So those many more looks coming with this palette. But anyways, guys, if you love today's video, please make sure you hit the notification bell. It's down below. Like this video, comment, and share. I love getting your feedback, so please leave comments. Let me know what you thought about today's look, about the lashes, what kind of looks you guys want to see next. I do know some of you guys want the Natasha Denona Tropical Palette with some more looks, so I will do that. And also, guys, please go check out Jenny Just Changed Her Number. She is such a beauty. She's very honest, very up forth, and so loving and kind, and she loves doing videos. She does them all the time. She continues to make sure her channel is very up to date on products, and she's just a gem, guys. So please go check her out. I'll leave her link down below. Anyways, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed. Please, guys, come back for more, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you.